Moms love to take photos of our kids. Moms love to post photos of our kids. So, are we taking it too far, even turning into paparazzi parents? That's the question we're tackling in today's Tech Check, asking straight out, how much is too much when it comes to moms, pictures, and social media? Deseret News columnist Amy Iverson is ready to take this on because I'm not sure if I'm ready to hear the answer.
Yeah, you're about to have a baby.
I know. Going on number 3. So you wrote about this in your recent column.
Yeah.
And you pulled from some really interesting research, we should say.
Yeah, so actually Mac and Mia, I don't know if you've heard of them, it's an online clothing subscription box kit for kids. They surveyed like 2,000 parents talking about this. And so they asked them, first of all, before you were parents, you know, some things, and they were, a lot of them, annoyed at baby pictures.
Yeah, I've never been annoyed.
I haven't either, but it's 20% of people said their friends' baby pics annoying.
Okay.
But then after they had kids, 73% of them were posting at least monthly, and actually posting 6 to 7 times per month about their baby.
You know who I think about is a good friend of the show, Frankie Corrigan, a member of our What's He Thinking channel. He's the radio host on 97.1 ZHT in the morning. Yeah, he always says now when he posts about his cute little guy Axel, yeah, I'm that parent. I am now that parent that's out there with the photos.
Photos of his baby, that's for sure.
Yes.
And he's adorable.
Okay, what else did we learn from this survey?
Also that a lot of parents before they have kids talk about, okay, let's talk about the boundaries when we're posting pictures of our kids, like are we gonna do naked baby photos? Are we gonna, and they talk about that, but then after the baby's born,
it goes out the window.
like 20% of parents are posting like everything possible about their kids on a completely public page, which we've talked about this before, setting those privacy settings. And men much more likely than women to do that, and so maybe they're not talking enough.
Men are more likely than women to post
on a public page. So they're not paying attention to privacy settings.
They're not thinking about it. What about how much time is going into these posts? Did we learn anything about that, the commitment?
Well, one that shocked me was that people could spend up to 2 hours getting the perfect picture of their baby.
What?
So setting it up and then getting the caption, getting the right outfit.
Stop.
Very extreme in my opinion. I thought, am I weird in this? Because I looked at that and went, what?
That's odd.
I'm like, you take a couple if it's good.
Yeah, that's odd.
Yeah, spending up to 2 hours getting the perfect picture.
Okay, so with those statistics in mind, you've got some rules you're suggesting. You're putting them out there on how parents can post a little more responsibly.
Yes, I'll say tips, some tips for sure. And the first one is don't miss the moment. So years ago, after videoing every recital and everything, I realized I'm not going to live an experience through my phone. So if you're lucky, your high school's filming it for you and they'll give you a DVD. But otherwise, still don't, because there was an interesting study a few years ago that some researchers did where they had people go through an art museum and they took pictures. Some of them took pictures of objects, others were just told to observe objects, and then they asked them about those objects later. The people who took pictures didn't remember as much as the people who were just asked to observe.
I believe that.
I do too. And so if you are constantly just taking photos, your mind is thinking, oh, I don't have to remember this because I took a picture or because I took a photo.
Yeah.
So don't miss the moment. Make sure you're observing it and living the experience.
I've actually consciously set out, I had a friend say the other day, you seem to get your kids' photos taken quite a bit professionally. Yeah. And I've done that consciously. Like I'd rather hit, you know, every 3 months, every 6 months, whatever the schedule or budget allows to get those professional pictures, so I don't feel as pressured to keep up the day-to-day and I can be mom in the moment. That's kind of been an effort I've made.
And these days, I do think organizations and dance companies and all of these are making it easier for you.
Yeah. All right, another tip you have for us is remember the privacy element.
Yes, so the word I hadn't really heard and I'm not sure if I like is sharenting. That's what they're calling it. When you share too much about your kids.
Sharenting.
So you and I have talked a lot about teaching our kids these policies, but sometimes we forget about them when we're posting about our own kids. So of course we've talked about you leave out school names. You know, a lot of people will take like that first day of school photo and put where they go to school, what grade, and their teacher. So you have to be careful about that. You don't want to put full names. You don't want to put birth dates.
Full names? Really?
Well, those are all things, especially if you're public, like all those men are doing, if your page is public, that you are inviting someone to take advantage of your kid and steal their identity, which we know happens, right?
I have to say, I feel pretty savvy about this. We've talked about this. I wouldn't think full names would be an issue, but okay, that's a good reminder.
If you combine that with with the full name and the date of their birth.
Okay.
Because you announced when they were born.
That's true. That's
and
true.
your page is public, you're asking for trouble.
Okay, and you want parents, or you're encouraging parents to involve the kids in that decision. Can I post this photo at certain ages?
Yes, well, one of the things on that survey was that people get very annoyed when other people post pictures of their kids without asking, which I try to tag the person and let them know, but I am going to be more careful about that. But also, a survey coming out of the University of Michigan asked kids, 10 to 17, what would you like your parents to know more about social media? And a big thing that came up was they want permission. They want their parents to ask them permission to post a picture.
Okay.
And if you have a kid like mine who's like, don't post that.
Yeah.
Every time you take a picture.
AKA a teenager.
Ask them. They said accomplishments, fun family moments, fine, mom and dad.
Okay.
But if it's something embarrassing, like I'm naked when I'm 2 years old,
On the bearskin
or
rug.
I got disciplined, please don't post.
All right, you've got more tips in your column for us this week.
The Deseret News, deseretnews.com/Amy.
And we'll link you over from our
Thanks.
website too. Good discussion, Amy. It'll
Yeah.
get a lot of parents, paparazzi parents' minds
No
spinning.
more